What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of Sharp Shorts. Let's get right to it. Yesterday, which was May 5th, a jury delivered a verdict of not guilty on all charges in the case of Stefon Diggs. So, a quick timeline of events in this particular case is that on December 2nd, Stefon Diggs' personal live-in chef, Jamila Adams, alleges that Stefon smacked her across the face with an open hand and then put her in a headlock, making it hard for her to breathe. I guess she's saying that he more or less choked her. 2 weeks later, she reported that incident to the police, which to me is suspicious in and of itself. If this harrowing experience happened to her the way she described it, then why wouldn't she just immediately pick up the phone and call the cops and tell them what happened? Okay, so in my mind, that cast a very dark cloud of suspicion on the whole case. Now, in addition to that assault accusation, Adams also alleged that Diggs didn't pay her during a week she did not work, which doesn't really make much sense to me either, because why would you expect to be paid for a week you did not work, right? Well, apparently, this particular payment dispute is what led to the alleged physical confrontation that allegedly involved the slapping and strangling of Miss Adams. Now, Diggs pleaded not guilty at his arraignment in Dedham District Court on February 13th. Then the very next month, the New England Patriots released him, which is absolutely crazy to me, just given that this was only an accusation and none of the facts had come out yet. Now, 2 weeks before the trial started, Jamila Adams demanded a $5.5 million settlement from Diggs. Diggs obviously declined, and the judicial process continued on. So, after jury selection, the trial started this past Monday, just a couple days ago, which was May the 4th. Both sides made their opening statements, and then Adams testified, which seems fairly normal at this point. But what was weird was that the very next day, both sides rested, closing arguments were delivered, and a jury very quickly found Stefon Diggs not guilty on all charges. Okay, it didn't take them long with this deliberation at all. And during the trial, Stefon Diggs' finance manager testified that an audit showed that Adams had been overpaid by more than $2,500, which proved that she was also lying about not getting paid. What was also discovered during the trial is, of course, that Diggs and Adams had a prior romantic relationship before she started working as his personal live-in chef last summer in July. Now, I'm sure you guys are all wondering why and how Diggs, walked and was found not guilty on these charges, as well as what transpired during this trial that ultimately led to his acquittal. And I'm going to show you guys a few clips of the trial that made his not guilty verdict all but a formality. But the short answer is, guys, is that this woman lied. This woman lied, guys, straight up. This woman, like a lot of other modern women, straight up lied on Stefon Diggs, and she got caught, plain and simple. So let's take a look at Miss Adams' testimony about the alleged assault. Let's take a look.
Oh, so you weren't going to tell me that I wasn't able to come to Art Basel? And he explained why, and it was because of the situation with me and the other coworker, Lindsay Bolin.
That's her motive. I think that's the motive, guys.
I was upset with him, not upset at the fact I couldn't go to Art Basel. Me and him have a relationship for over 4.
There it is. That's her motive. She was upset. There it is. She was upset with him. That's her motive.
4.5 years. He could have told me weeks ahead of time, because me and his girlfriend, Cardi B, we were talking about having like outfits and stuff. It was like a whole thing being planned, and he just waited till the last day. So I was more upset with him not letting me know I wasn't
with Cardi B, okay,
at an earlier time.
When you're in your bedroom by yourself, what, if anything, were you doing?
I was sitting on the bed, laying across the bed. I had my laptop, reading a cookbook, actually.
Oh, my God. Of course it's a cookbook.
Receive any text or send any text to Mr. Diggs?
So she's reading a cookbook?
No, the morning text. That was in the morning. We had went back and forth.
What woman lies on the bed and reads a cookbook? Any extra time a woman has, her face is in her phone. What is she talking about?
So you had some previous texts in the morning.
Yes.
So you're in the bedroom. What happens next?
I was in the bedroom. Mr. Diggs.
Oh, now he's Mr. Diggs.
Came into my room. Went across the bed. He came into my room.
Reading the cookbook. Remember?
When you were in the bedroom, was the door closed?
Yes, the door was closed.
So when he came in, did he open the door?
Yes, he opened the door.
Did he leave it open after him?
No, he closed the door behind him.
And you said you were on the bed?
Yes, I was laying across the bed.
Reading a cookbook.
He came in and he with intent to hurt me.
No.
Whoa.
Not his intent or anything.
Whoa.
What actually happened?
He was leaning against the dresser.
Yeah, nice try, lady. Nice try.
He asked me to get up to come here.
Axed.
I got up off the bed and I came across to him and I stood in front of him, like I stood on the side of him because he was leaning back. I stood on the side of him and he was like, "What was all that shit you was talking?"
And then what happened?
And I was beginning to say, "You said," and I couldn't finish my statement and he smacked me.
So
Oh
when you
my
say
God, this
he
sounds
smacked
like
He
a
you,
smacked
lie.
me with an open hand.
Do you know which hand he used?
Right hand, right side of my
Do you know
face.
which part of your face got hit?
I went to try to like block him, like push him like this. Like
Stefon Diggs is right-handed, by the way, and so if he slapped her with his right hand, it would have been the left side of her face.
So again, I see you're pushing your hands out.
I pushed up. He's way taller than me. I pushed up for him
How
to.
tall are you?
4'11", 5 feet.
And how tall is he?
Damn.
You know?
6 feet, 6'1".
So you say you pushed out and you made a motion with your hands. So does that mean you pushed with your hands
Yes,
around what, like his stomach, his chest, his shoulders?
up to block his hands.
Okay. And then what happened?
This is so non-convincing. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Are you serious with this? Oh my God. Look at
Can I
this.
have a second?
Oh,
Yes, you can.
dude. Yo, look at these theatrics. Incredible. Look at these theatrics. Trying to think of a lie. Look at her. Tears and everything. Good God, lady.
Hurry.
Dude, this is...
When I went up to push his.
Can I have a minute?
Block him, like block him. He took his arm and he like came around my neck with the grip of his elbow.
The
around
quip
my
of his
neck.
elbow?
And he began to choke me, pressure on my neck with his elbow.
So you said you pushed against him and then he put his arm around your neck?
Yes,
Do you know, were you facing away from him?
I was facing him.
You were facing him, he put his arm around your neck?
Yes, he
How
was
could he-
spun me around.
If
He
you're
spun you
facing...
around?
You know, like he
Oh, spun. Oh,
I
okay.
have to show you more so than I can describe it.
Describe it as best you can.
I was standing in front of him.
This is
When
all
he
cap,
slapped me, I
y'all.
went to like try to hit him back like this, and then
Oh my God, look at this.
tackled me, like
Tackled you?
got me to try to.
So did he put you in the headlock or choke you, or did he tackle you? What are... Yo.
Keep from pushing him or protecting him.
This is crazy work.
Like this, and he's choking me.
So you ended up in a position where his like forearm or bicep was around your neck.
Yes,
And you said he choked you. What exactly, did he put pressure on your neck?
yes, he put pressure.
And were you able to breathe?
Oh God.
At first, and it kept getting tighter, tighter.
So were you able to breathe?
No,
About how long were you in this
Dude,
position?
this is crazy.
I would say roughly.
Oh my goodness, this is insane.
I can't recall.
This is
the
insane.
time. I just
This
know I
is
went from
insane.
the Edge where we were in front of the dresser to the side of the bed.
Oh my
to
God,
him
dude.
falling on top of me on the bed.
So about how far of a distance is that?
About maybe 4 or 5 feet, something like that. 5, 6 feet.
At some point, did he let you go?
Yeah, he let me
Obviously.
go. When we got to the side of the bed, I was pushing
Oh.
back. I started to do a move that I saw off of social media. He said to me, "That shit is not gonna work."
So you say you tried to do
There
a
was a
move.
defensive move where
Oh
you
my God.
try to put your hands underneath the person that's
This
trying to choke
is
you. It's
diabolical.
like something I saw on a woman defensive page, something. And he
Oh
said
my
that shit
God.
you see on Instagram is not gonna work. And that's when he got tighter. Like the more I was trying to put his hand, he got tighter.
And then what happened?
And then I was pushing back. And then he like fell down on top of me on the bed because I was on the side of the bed. And it was like, he was like letting me, like, I guess he was about to let me go. But as he was getting up, he like,
crazy.
Pulled my hair.
Oh, now he grabbed your hair too.
I thought so.
Oh my God.
And then what happened?
What happened to her tears?
Off of me, off the bed behind me, and he walked around the bed. I told him I still haven't got paid. He said lies, and he was like, so what are you doing? So what are you doing for the week? And I was like, I'm staying here. He said, I don't want anyone in my house.
See, now this part of her story is true. Do you see how much more quickly and self-assured her voice is? It ain't choppy no more. Now she's telling the truth.
I don't want anyone here. I was like, okay, so who's going to get my ticket? He said, who always gets your ticket? And that's it. He walked out of the room.
So from the moment he entered the room to the moment he left, about how much time went by?
My last text to Anna was probably like 3:30 something.
What does the text have to do with the time he was in the room?
I text Sonny at 4:11.
What are we doing?
So it was between that time because I didn't have plans. I didn't have money to go anywhere to travel. So I know.
I know, but just the question was about how long time.
It was just
I
don't.
don't.
That time. I can't
Insane.
say exact, but I know it's before 4:11.
Incredible, man.
So was that 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes?
He was in the room probably maybe 10 minutes, 15. I'm not sure.
When he left the room, what happened next?
I looked down at my pants. I had peed my pants, and I had just came off my cycle, and I was peeing bad again. I guess because I was so scared.
Jesus Christ! Oh, of course you were.
Pants, and I cleaned up myself, and I came back in the room, and that's when I text Sonny to get my flight.
And where was that flight to?
Atlanta.
Stefon's lawyers absolutely picked this chick apart. None of what she said sounded even remotely close to the truth. She wants us to believe that she was just lying on her bed, minding her own business, reading a cookbook, when big bad Stefon Diggs comes in, smacks her in the face, and then puts her in the headlock and then just leaves. And you know, the funny thing is that she tried insulting the intelligence of the legal community by trying to establish intent to do bodily harm by saying, well, his intent was to hurt me or something to that effect, whatever she said. And the lawyer wasn't going for it, and neither was the judge. And then the fake pause with the, can I have a minute? Guys, this is the kind of thing that boils my blood because she is so obviously and clearly lying, yet she's sitting here acting like the victim. This whole thing was an act. She thought that the pause and the tears would, in essence, convince us that her story was true. And then she talks about how he had her in the quip of his elbow. Who says that? Who? Like, if somebody were to put me in the headlock, I'd just be like, dude, put me in the headlock and try to choke me out. Right? Like, I wouldn't be giving some sort of anatomical description of what happened. Well, Your Honor, Mr. Diggs took his radius and ulna and wrapped it around my upper vertebrae, and then proceeded to asphyxiate me by putting pressure on my atlas, which is my C. What? Nobody is buying this nonsense. Then she tried to stick the landing when she said the whole quote-unquote assault was so traumatizing, she pissed her pants, and, Your Honor, I was on my cycle and I bled. Oh, it was horrible. So let's take a look at when she testified about having deleted the text message that established her actual motive. Take a look.
Is there a difference between the text messages that you provided to the Dedham police and the text messages that are here?
Yes.
And what is that difference?
I deleted that and pussy, and I'm ruining that bitch life.
There you go.
Not mistaken.
There it is. Look out. You see how she's just trying to flip past it? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Why did you delete those phrases when you provided those text messages to the Dedham police?
Because
Oh my God. Oh my
And I was
God.
abused in my previous relationship.
Oh,
when I would say
stop.
things,
The objection is
Yo.
he would.
the objection is sustained. There's no question there. Again, the
No.
counsel disregarded. Silence.
Yo. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at the look on her face. Look at the look. Oh, yeah, yo. Now she's trying to cry. Yo. Did you see how she tried to bring in her past relationship abuse as a reason for her deleting those messages? Guys, this is what women do all the time when they lie. They like to bring in all of these other ancillary elements that have positively nothing to do with the situation in an attempt to not only muddy the waters and obfuscate the truth, they do it to manufacture sympathy. And this is exactly what Ms. Adams just tried and failed miserably to do. She literally said in the text message, "I'm going to ruin that bee's life." That's what she said. And she deleted it because she knew it was the smoking gun. That right there, that text message, that right there proved beyond all reasonable doubt that she lied about the whole thing, as well as establishing her motive as to why she tried to set him up in the first place. She knew that those messages would severely damage her case, and that is the reason she deleted those text messages. Now, the next clip we're going to watch is where she gets caught in yet another lie. She says that the alleged assault occurred because of a payment dispute. She lied on the stand about having not been paid what she thought she should have been paid. Let's take a look.
And it turned out, Ms. Adams, you had gotten paid for 2 of the 3 weeks that you said you hadn't gotten paid for, right?
This is missing a whole lot of stuff.
Oh, here we
Yes or no
go.
question?
I
Here
can't
we
answer
go.
your question correctly without
there it
the
is.
proper evidence.
Evidence is right there. What are you talking about?
Your Honor, may I
This is
approach?
this is crazy. She knows she's cooked. She knows she's cooked right here, y'all.
Do you recognize this document as text exchanges between you and Sonny?
Uh-huh, sure do. Go on.
Yes.
Dated December 9, 2025,
Yes.
and you're the person in the bubbles on the left?
Yes.
And you write to Sonny, "Hey, so I looked over my transfers, payment history, and they sent payments, 11/7 and
boy.
11/21, totaling $4,000.
Uh-oh.
See that?
Yes.
Oops.
So you knew that you had actually been paid for 2 of those 3 weeks that you tried to get paid for again, right?
What's your name? I never got your name.
Listen to this.
Did you know
I
that
don't
you
know.
had
I was trying to address you by your name.
You ain't trying to address nobody by nobody's name. You're just trying to stall. Stop it. Oh my God. Because what? Answer the question.
I'm not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, of course
I
you
can't answer
don't.
that question correctly.
No, you won't answer the
You
question.
knew on December 9th that you had been paid for 2 of the 3 weeks you said you hadn't been paid for, didn't you?
I don't understand the question.
You just acknowledged you wrote it to Sonny.
I was
Yo.
supposed to be paid for the week I was sent home. So
Okay.
I sent the incorrect amount because I didn't know he wasn't paying me for that week.
Right, so you sought $6,000 instead of $2,000.
There you go.
That's my calculations was.
My calculations.
And
Calculations.
and so that last week, that was a week you didn't work, right?
Because I was sent home.
Right, so you weren't in the kitchen cooking.
Ooh.
Mr. Diggs sent me home because he had girls at the
Ma'am,
house.
whatever you're going to
I
add
should
is
be
not
paid.
responsive.
There it is. See? There it is. See that?
You understand the question you're being asked?
I
She
don't
knows.
understand.
Her question. Answer it for Ms.
See how she's getting frustrated? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Did you catch that? Did you catch how she again tried to throw everybody off in the beginning when she said this is missing a whole lot of stuff? Then of course, Diggs' attorney approaches and shows her the text message that proves that she was indeed lying about not having gotten paid. And when it became clear that she got caught with her pants down, that's when she tried to paint Stefon Diggs as this woman-hating misogynist because, well, Mr. Diggs sent me home because he had girls in the house. As though that fact right there was going to cause the judge and the jury to say, there we go. He's a womanizer who objectifies women. He has got to be guilty. And as if all of this weren't enough, the nail in the coffin was a video that surfaced of Miss Adams on the day of the alleged assault. Now, one might think that if something like what she described actually happened to her the way she said that it happened, the video would be a little different than what we will actually see. Let's take a look here and see what happened. Oh, how about that? Oh, look at that. Busting a move. Look at that. Ain't that something? Imagine that. Imagine that. Now, look. I don't want to put thoughts into your head or try to make you see things my way. So let me just ask you guys a few common sense questions. That way you can come to this conclusion yourself. Did that look like a woman who was assaulted? Did that dancing female look like a woman who was smacked in the face and put in a headlock and choked? Did that woman look like a woman who had just pissed her pants and bled from the back? Guys, this is probably one of the most egregious false accusations I've ever seen, outside of the whole Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. The fact that this woman actually thought she was going to get away with this, that speaks to how broken we are as a society. This chick lied on Stefon Diggs, danced about it the same day, and then had the gall to demand $5.5 million. Suffice it to say that the dance video effectively ended this entire hoax. And guys, that's exactly what this was. This was a hoax. It still blows my mind that this even went to trial. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so if there's anyone out there who's watching, chat, help me out here. If any of you guys have a law degree or some sort of legal knowledge, could somebody please explain to me how this was able to go to trial despite the mountain of evidence that clearly shows this woman made all this up? I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. Chat, help me out. So here are the most important takeaways from this entire situation. Number one, even though Stefon was clearly innocent from day one, he did make a few mistakes. The first of which was hiring a woman he was smashing to work for him. Guys, this is always a bad idea. We are all well aware of the age-old proverb, you do not mix business with pleasure. And that's exactly what Stefon Diggs did here. This is why I tell you guys all the time, do not date your coworkers, don't smash them, don't pursue them. And this is why. Yes, the Stefon Diggs situation had different elements, but the fundamentals are the same and the risks are the same. This right here, this should be another reminder to men why you should never mix business with pleasure under any circumstance. My second takeaway is her motive. And in my opinion, her motive was that she was just pissed off that Stefon Diggs didn't take her to Art Basel or whatever the hell it was. There were probably some other personal issues that they had that led to this false accusation, but by and large, the reason I believe she did this was because she was feeling some type of way about what Stefon was or wasn't doing with the girls, or something to that effect. But I want to point out a universal motive for these kinds of false accusations involving athletes, entertainers, and celebrities. When a girl who is a nobody sleeps with a professional athlete or someone in the industry, in her mind, she is owed something. Okay, as far as she's concerned, she gave up the butt, she's owed gifts, she's owed trips. Okay, she is owed money, jewelry, whatever. And the reason for this mindset is that modern women here in 2026 do not look at romantic relationships as a value for value exchange. Oh no, they look at these relationships as a value loaded exchange. And what I mean by that is that modern women believe that their vaginas automatically entitles them to a man's resources. But the ironic hypocrisy of this mindset is that all of us, men and women alike, we all agree that just because a man takes a woman out on a date does not oblige her to sleep with him. We all universally acknowledge and understand that women don't owe men sex just because they spend money on them. But when you reverse the roles, now all of a sudden it's, I'm owed this and I'm owed that. Well, this was the case with Jamila Adams. She was sleeping with Stefon Diggs and thought she was owed something because she was giving up the cheeks. And Stefon he actually paid her to some degree. The man gave her a job. But because of that mindset that I just explained, that value for the value loaded exchange, that has poisoned modern women to this degree. Miss Adams, honestly, she probably didn't want to have to work for what she thought she was owed. When he gave her that job, she probably thought to herself, man, I've been giving this dude the cheeks, and he ain't gave me nothing but a job. I'm not fitting to work for something that should already be mine. And when Stefon Diggs made it clear that he wasn't going for that, that's when she made up this story in an attempt to get the bag. This is how modern women think, guys. This is how they think. It is the same reason that our society praises women for using men for free meals on dating apps, right? The foodie call thing, while making documentaries on men who do exactly the same thing to them. Google the Dine and Dash dater and Simon Livevibe. I actually did a video on Simon Livevibe, the Tinder swindler, years and years ago, so make sure you go and check that out. So if the world indirectly gives women license to exploit men for their resources if they give up the butt, then why wouldn't we expect women like this to do exactly what Jamila Adams just tried to do to Stefon Diggs? My third and final takeaway is that this case should mark the end of the hashtag also me movement and this whole believe all women nonsense. How many more examples do we have to see before we acknowledge that there are unscrupulous women out here with nefarious intentions? Amber Heard lied her ass off about Johnny Depp, and it almost cost him his career. If he didn't have the video evidence of what really happened, he might actually be in prison right now. The girls that falsely accused Andrew and Tristan Tate of EPAR and trafficking. Those chicks were at the beach on the French Riviera having a picnic the week after they said they were assaulted. Everyone knows they lied on the Tate brothers, even the ones who are still pretending to believe them. Let's go a little further back with the Duke Lacrosse case. Remember that? David Evans, Reed Seligman, and Colin Finnerty were looking at prison time because Crystal Gail Mangum lied and said that they gang EPAR'd her. If not for one of the defense's junior lawyers, burning the midnight oil and studying the DNA and then exposing the DNA specialists for leaving out the fact that none of the accused players' DNA was found in Crystal Gail Mangum, those three guys might be in prison today. More recently, let's look at the Blake Lively situation with Justin Baldoni. That was thrown out because it was plainly obvious that Baldoni was clearly not guilty of what Lively accused him of. Then that same day, Lively was seen at the Met Gala acting like nothing happened. Then there's the Jackie Coakley hoax that happened at the University of Virginia back in 2017. Guys, I could go on and on and on. How many more of these do we have to see before we finally start prosecuting these women for lying on men? And the worst part about all of this is that Stefon Diggs might still be subject to the NFL's personal conduct policy, meaning that he could still be suspended. The Patriots released him after they were made aware of the accusation, and he hasn't been signed by another team since. This man is 33 years old. He's clearly still in his physical prime. But because a woman lied on him and was proven to have lied on him, he can't get a roster spot. He can't get a phone call. It's getting to the point where men cannot work with women anymore. It's getting to that point. Mike Pence knew what he was doing when he instituted that open door policy that everybody seemed to have a problem with. Anytime you have men and women working in close proximity, this is bound to happen. Hell, even Mr. Beast is being accused by a former coworker. And now that I'm thinking of it, there's a female referee suing the NFL for gender discrimination, harassment, retaliatory firing. She's claimed that there was a hostile and male-dominated environment. I mean, when does this end? And at some point, men are just going to stop hiring women because they're too big a risk and a liability. These kinds of cases will cause companies to not give a woman a chance at a job because they'll be worried that if they reprimand a woman or, God forbid, fire a woman, that they're going to face some BS lawsuit on the back end. And when a woman doesn't get hired, she'll claim that she wasn't hired because she's a woman. It's a lose-lose proposition. So shout out to Stefon Diggs and his legal team for exposing this liar for who and what she is. I'm glad that he had the presence of mind and the wherewithal to preserve the text messages and the video evidence that ultimately exonerated him. It's good to see that the tide appears to be turning with these false accusations, but the only way men can protect themselves is to record everything, save every conversation, every correspondence, save anything and everything that proves your innocence. Because as a man in the West, you have got to understand that the burden of proof is on us and that we are guilty until proven innocent. Thanks for watching.